I used to think that if my husband ever cheated on me, I'd feel it right away. That there would be some obvious sign, like a movie scene. Lipstick on his collar, a stray hair that wasn't mine, the smell of someone else's perfume. But real betrayal isn't cinematic. It's slow, silent. It starts with little things that don't make sense until they suddenly make too much sense. We'd been married for 8 years, together for 11. We were a good couple, at least on the outside. People told us we were solid, mature, meant to be. And for a long time, I believed that too. We had routines, inside jokes, matching coffee mugs, and Sunday morning rituals that felt sacred. But then, about a year ago, something began to shift. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet at first. It was just the way he pulled away from me. In bed, the way his eyes glazed over when I spoke. He started working later. He'd leave for meetings that popped up suddenly, no calendar invites, no details. He'd smile less, touch me less, laugh less. I chalked it up to stress, burnout. We were both tired, building our careers, maintaining a house, keeping up with family. Life was heavy, but it wasn't burnout. It was someone else. The night I found out, I wasn't even trying to snoop. He'd left his iPad open in the kitchen. We shared the same Apple account, and I used to trust him so completely. I didn't even think twice opening it to check a recipe, but a notification popped up. A message preview. Just a few words. Last night was everything. I still taste you. My hands went cold. My mouth dried instantly. I didn't want to believe it. I needed it to be a mistake. I clicked the message. It opened a thread. Not just one. Or 2 texts. Dozens. Weeks of messages, photos, videos, a hotel reservation, plans for a weekend business trip that I had kissed him goodbye for, while he was actually in a cabin with her. I scrolled through the messages like a person watching her own funeral. My name came up once. Just once. She's starting to get suspicious. I'll handle it. That was me, she, the woman who cooked his meals, who folded his laundry, who forgave his coldness because she believed love was seasons, and this was just winter. But no, it wasn't winter. It was rot. I confronted him that night. I didn't scream. I didn't throw things. I just stood in the doorway with the iPad in my hands and said, "Who is she?" He didn't lie. He didn't deny. He just sat down, like his legs had given out under the weight of being found. Her name was Claire. They worked together. It had been going on for a few months, though. I would later learn it had been over a year. He told me it just happened. That he didn't mean to hurt me. That he still loved me, still. Loved me, as if love could coexist with this kind of betrayal. As if it wasn't murder, but an accident. And oops, the next few weeks were a blur. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I cried in the shower, in my car, in the grocery store. There were moments I couldn't breathe, like the pain had taken up too much space in my chest. I told no one at first. Not my mom. Not my sister. Not my best friend. Because saying it out loud would make it real. And I wasn't ready for real. I was still grieving the illusion. I kept replaying memories in my head. The vacation we took 3 months earlier. We smiled in photos while he texted her from the bathroom. The necklace he gave me for our anniversary. The same week he told her he was falling for her. Every kiss, every I love you. Was any of it real? That's the cruelest part of betrayal. It rewrites your past. It steals not just your future, but your memories. You start to wonder what was true and what was just cover. Eventually, I told someone, my best friend. I whispered the words like I was ashamed, as if I had failed, as if it was my body. That wasn't enough. my love that wasn't strong enough to hold him. And she just said, "Say it louder. You survived it. Now name it." So I did. We went to therapy for a while. He said all the right things. Promised to cut contact. He begged me not to give up on us. But he didn't weep for me. He wept for himself. For getting caught. For losing his comfort. For not being the good guy anymore. And I realized I was trying to fix a life he had already burned down. So I left. It wasn't dramatic. No slamming doors. Just a quiet Sunday morning, me packing a single suitcase. He sat on the couch, hands shaking, asking if we could try again. And I said, "I don't know how to love you and still love myself." Starting over was terrifying. The silence of being alone was louder than anything I'd ever heard. I'd wake up reaching for someone who wasn't there. I'd forget to buy food because I was used to cooking for two. I'd cry in public and then feel embarrassed for not being over it yet. But grief is not a schedule, and healing is not linear. Some days, I hated him. Other days, I hated myself. Some days, I felt nothing at all, which scared me more than the pain. But slowly, quietly, I began to rebuild. I changed the furniture, cut my hair, deleted our playlists, started running in the mornings just to feel my heart beating again. I looked in the mirror and saw a woman I hadn't seen in years. Tired, yes, but still alive, still worthy, still whole, even after being broken. I found myself again, not all at once, but piece by piece, not in someone else's arms, not on dating apps, but in books, in walks at sunset, in making pancakes for myself on Sundays, in learning to sit with silence and not be afraid of it anymore. It's been nearly 2 years. Sometimes I still see his name in my inbox. He writes long messages, apologies, updates, regrets. I don't answer. Not because I'm angry, because I'm free. He once told me he didn't mean to hurt me, but he did. And meaning doesn't undo the damage. I was his wife, and his cover story, but I won't be anyone's shadow again. Now, I don't just survive. I live, and this time, it's for me.